Could you introduce yourself, special guest?
Hi, my name is Special Guest. No, my name's Justin Mann. I like D&D.
Hell yeah.
Justin, what do you do in the real world?
Oh, like my job?
Well, I'm just curious. I know it's been listeners. I knew Justin in the same era that John, one of our previous guests that was on, I knew him then. It's been a minute.
Just a couple.
Oh man, like 8
8 minutes.
minutes.
That sounds right.
8 whole minutes.
No, my job, I'm actually an IT consultant. I do computer stuff.
What a
Help
nerd.
clients solve problems with technology. So I am a huge nerd, both in my off time and my on time.
I went and Googled whatever company you're with, and I was like, I have no idea what that does. Cool. I know he did computer science, so I'm sure it's something with computers, but it could not be because I have a degree in elementary education and I don't deal with elementary kids.
Oh man, that I can't even fathom that. I get to do cool stuff. Like I'm helping a client right now reduce their spend in the cloud, which is a magical word. The cloud.
Yeah.
I worked with another company, got to do some AI and machine learning stuff, which was really, really fun.
The fuck, I love
So
it.
definitely exercising my nerd skills in all facets.
Hell yeah. That's amazing. Alex, you're still working with elementary school kids. They're just a little bit older.
I mean, okay, we can address that everybody has their inner 8-year-old that we need to sometimes talk to rather than talking to maybe the 31-year-old person that's presented. Maybe the inner 8-year-old needs some compassion,
Definitely compassion.
disciplining, whatever it is.
Well, that's
Actually,
every day.
yeah, I had an interesting conversation with that with a student of mine who was like, just figured out he has a neurodivergence, so I guess it's anonymous, so you don't know who it is. But he's borderline personality disorder, and so just was diagnosed and like going through all of the struggles, and then you attach therapy to all of that. So then you talk about all your maybe parental issues and how he was worried about coming back to school because he hasn't been doing really well in their community college. But, before all of this, he had a 4.0, which that's great and wonderful. I'm like, no, we got to talk to this 8-year-old you and remind him that he is great and wonderful and smart. And all of the traumas that you have maybe gone through, you are now the parent for that 8-year-old inside of you. And that's where you need to focus.
Yes.
And I cried.
Oh, wait, like with student or after?
Like after.
All right. I'm just wondering how bad it is this week.
Oh man.
That was the start of your week this week?
Oh yeah, no, that's today. I've cried like 6 times today.
Oh wow.
Yeah. It's just been a rough day. And then I watched Howard on Disney Plus, which is about Howard Ashman.
Who's that? I don't know who that is.
Both of you. Those small movies like Beauty and the Beast and Aladdin and
Yes, I've heard.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
I've done those things. I've listened to them. I am old
Okay.
too.
He helped write all of those movies songs, like the songs. And he was the creator of the stage adaptation of Little Shop of Horrors.
Ooh.
But yeah, he's a big deal. But he passed away before. See, we're gonna have to do a correction corner if I get this wrong.
Cool. We haven't done it in a while.
He passed away right after Beauty and the Beast came out, which was before Aladdin came out, due to HIV. So, yeah. Of course I cry because it's all magical and it's sad, and like they talk about winning, their awards for Beauty and the Beast, and then going and visiting him in the hospital, and like they know it's the last final days that he's on this earth, and you just like you just think about that, like this person has shaped a lot of childhood memories and maybe adult memories because you're an adult Disney child.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine.
She's gonna cry on stream.
I'm not gonna cry.
I can feel it.
I'm good. It's a lot. I mean, we talk about it almost every week, but this week, because it's election week, I mean,
Oh
Hopefully, we'll be in a
man,
better
thanks for
place.
reminding me.
You're welcome.
Sorry for that reminder that our incoming impending doom is maybe happening.
We'll find out. We'll be there. Don't worry. We'll all be there.
A doom of some kind.
For real.
Yeah. So, Justin, talk about, because we talked with John about you all becoming late in life Dungeons and Dragoners.
Oh man.
Yeah. How'd you get
So
into it?
I played once back in high school, and one of my friends was the dungeon master, and we sat there around a table eating some chips and queso, good old Velveeta brick style. I was like
Hell yeah.
12 or 13, I can't remember, but I just remember eating that whole bowl of queso and shooting magic missile once from my level 1 wizard and at a goblin, and that's as far as we got. And I was like, this game is lame. It took me 8 hours to do it, and I got nothing. Fast forward to like 20 years. I broke my leg actually in the middle of March 2019. I broke my right leg, spiral fracture off of a scooter. So it was super fun. I got titanium in my leg now, but I was just sitting on my chair because I wasn't able to walk, and I started fiddling through YouTube and stuff, and I came across a Critical Role episode from episode 1, or the first season, and I watched it all the way through. It was like the first one. I was like, holy crap, this game was for nerds. I'm a nerd, and now I'm really attached to this group of people, and I really want to try to play this game. So me and all my glory, I'm like, I don't do anything half-ass. So I bought, like, sitting in that chair after finishing that one episode, I bought all the books. I bought like 200 dice. I bought a couple tables. I bought a DM screen, a dice tray. Like, I bought everything like in one go. And I started sending out messages. I was like, do you want to play? I'm going to run a campaign. Do you want to play? Blah, 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 blah. And that just spiraled. My first game was in April. I was in a wheelchair. No, I was actually on crutches. And 8 people, I have an 8-player game. 8 people came over to my house because I was like, I don't want to exclude you. I can do 8 people as a first-time DM. That'll be great. That'll be a great time. So we started Minds of Fandelver, and like after 2 sessions or so, one person dropped. So I ended up with 7. We finished Minds of Fandelver with 7 people, and then I kicked over to Curse of Strahd at the beginning of the pandemic with 6 people. And I have guests come to my campaign and such. It's been loads and loads and loads and loads of fun. I never know how much detail is there to this stuff. And I also play in John's game. You had John's game earlier. I'm a player in his game. Learned a lot from him. Hope he learned some stuff from me. He plays in my games as a guest NPC sometimes.
How far are you on Curse of Strahd? Because I literally started the same time you started, like right around the March area when the pandemic kicked off.
Yeah, so my players they just hit level 8. But if you're a player in my game, put on your earmuffs. They are right outside the Amber Temple.
Ooh,
but
sorry.
I do not know where they're going to go from there. They could go inside. They could run away. But it's up to them, but they're right outside the Amber Temple. And there are 8 players right now. 2 of them are people, NPCs, that are playing with me, with the group. But there's 6 actual PCs and then 2 NPCs. But I don't know what they'll do. But they've almost died a bunch of times. No one has died in my campaign. I am a little bit sad, but also relieved.
I'm currently there. My players are level 5. They are not going to listen to this episode because I'll tell them not to. And they just left Strahd's dinner, and it was a mess. And 2 out of 4 people are at single digit HP, and most of the spellcasters have used most of their spells already, and they're doing a chase scene with the remainder of the baddies that are able to keep up with a horse and carriage, and it's gonna be glorious next.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Now I have to tell my players not to listen to this episode because they don't know that the dinner is actually dangerous.
Oh no, you haven't had. Oh, okay.
You know, my Strahd is very nice to them and
Mm,
incredibly manipulative.
nice.
So they're like, yeah, let's go to dinner. So I can't wait for that to happen.
Hell fucking yeah. Yeah, my players just stole back Irina. I need to figure out how that's going to play out, but there's a lot of moving pieces outside. What's called Wizard and Wine has been taken over. The last witch that survived the attack of the old Bone Grinder has teamed up with the werewolves. It's a whole fucking mess.
Wow.
I have a lot of moving parts.
Wow. That's a lot of moving parts. Well, I have a lot also, but just to high level what they've done. Obviously, the starting town, they went to Manamiva.
Hmm.
They went past the Bone Grinder. They went straight to Valakai. They did that whole thing there with the overthrow.
Yes.
Then they went straight to Wizard of Wines. They cleared that stuff out, and then they went to get all the gems.
Nice.
So I put the yellow gem back in the game, so they're getting the yellow gem, and they cleared Yester Hill,
Nice.
and they almost died there.
Oh.
And now they're all the way up Mount Gakis at the very, very top now.
That's pretty cool.
Who knows?
I've done a lot of back and forth and haven't allowed them to level fast, which I don't know. I think I need to. Thinking back on it, might have need to cut traveling a bit more. I've done a lot of encounters in the middle of traveling, which has really slowed my game down. But I think it's important to know that everything's dangerous.
I agree with you 100%. I think picking and choosing when to slow down your travel is or when to speed up your travel is super important. But like you said, like if they're up in the mountains right now, my group is, and I have to make it very clear that the environment that they're in is incredibly dangerous. There's so many like skill challenges I have set up to like escape avalanches and blizzards and just the general environment, not just plain old encounters.
Nice. I love it. Amazing. Sorry, Alex, I cut you off. I was excited to talk to another Strahd DM.
I love Curse. I love Curse of Strahd. It's such a good module.
Yes.
So we've had multiple people on to talk about Curse of Strahd. I've heard it like for the whole time, but we've been in quarantine, right? I'm still not quite sure of the storyline. So like in my head, it was one thing, and right now it's all shattered. Like I don't know. I think I could play it, and I would still not. I think I'd still be surprised by every piece of the story.
I think that's what Strahd wants.
I'm sure. I'm confident that's probably how it's written. But I mean, we've had 3 people. All 3 of you have talked about the storyline, and I'm like, cool. I have no idea what I'd be getting into still.
Yeah, you had Dave, who was my player and also DM'd it, and then you had Mandy Mod, who just literally writing everything about it on her fleshing out Reddit post, and now you have Justin. Exactly.
I use so much of her stuff. Mandy Mod is so good.
Yeah, the next episode coming out this Sunday, is gonna be her. Oh my god, how she plays Strahd blows my fucking mind.
It's amazing.
Yes, exactly.
So Justin, how do you play Strahd? Sorry.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Like, are you talking about how do I play the character himself?
Yeah.
I play him. All right, so I definitely have to tell my players not to listen to this. I play him both. I play him both mean in the most opportune moments, but also incredibly nice and also incredibly manipulative. So, for instance, he owns a magic shop in Valakai in my campaign that he sells magic items that he's collected from people that he's defeated. The players know that is the only magic shop in Barovia, but they have no idea he's attached to it. So he's manipulating him that way. He's he like flies like at Yester Hill. He was flying above them, just watching what they were doing, just to validate that they were powerful. And then he was impressed by them, and then wanted to invite. And they're like, "Oh, he's nice. He's not mean." But then in the beginning of the campaign, he jumps the party to try and steal Irina, and he just stands back and watches while a bunch of wolves like tear into everybody. And they're like, "Holy crap! I can't touch him," and they're scared of him. So they are very confused. Oh, they also met him at the Watcher dinner with I forget her first name, but Madam Watcher. I had him also disguised as another character, which they have no clue. They have no clue that he was there at that dinner. That was him, like in the flesh.
Gotcha.
So they've had both interactions with him knowing he's Strahd and not knowing he's Strahd.
Correct.
Okay. That's really cool.
Yeah.
They're very, very confused on what to do and how to handle it because they know they have to defeat him in some way, but they're scared to touch him. But they want to be nice to him if he agrees to be nice to them, you know. So like they're trying to broker all these deals and stuff. It's pretty funny.
Did they know he was watching them at Yester?
Yeah, he was flying above him on a nightmare.
Oh,
So he was
very prominent. Okay.
he was very much watching them completely in eyesight.
Heard. Oh boy, I could talk about fucking curse. I mean, I want Alex to be part of this conversation too. So,
I mean, I think it's. I'm not mad that you guys get on your tangents and talk about it because I'm still learning, and from there, it's just okay. Well, as a DM, I can play Strahd as a character and do these things, collect information that I know about the player characters, and then use that to play on in the story. So for me, playing the other characters, I didn't think like that step further of like, oh, they should probably have actual motives. Oh, they should probably not just be there to grind it out.
Yeah, that's literally my favorite part of D&D in general is, I mean, I struggle a little bit with like player characters and their backstory and then attaching them to a module and like weaving it in and like having them have people that have, encouraged them or they have a goal or whatever it is and then growing them as individual characters. I really like the NPCs like Strahd and some other ones that have deep backstory and actually growing them to like try to accomplish what they're trying to accomplish. I think that's the whole point. I always think of it as a dichotomy between like, yes, it's not me against you, like me as a DM versus you, the players, but it's also these characters in the story are against you. So I really enjoy that the characters are against you so I can actually exercise things like, the difference between Strahd as a monster versus a wolf, right? A wolf's just going to attack, right? While Strahd will do anything you can think of that's going to be manipulative and get him on the winning end, right?
Right.
And having the players learn how to cope with that level of intelligence is super fun for my players, it turns out, and me. That's probably my favorite part, is scaling intelligence of these monsters in the game.
I think that's amazing. I'm having trouble with some of my players. They left one guy left a magic item behind because he didn't trust Strahd at the dinner, and two of them ran back to get it as they were trying to escape. And I'm like, I gotta punish y'all. I don't know how, but I gotta punish y'all because it was like, hey, I stated this is if everyone says they run outside, we can end this this turn order. And two of them went, we go back for the magic item. And they run.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, okay, this can't be easy because they're literally sounding alarms. People are jumping out of fucking trap doors and coming after them. Like, things gotta happen. And two of them, they have fucking darkness on them and they can see it. And none of my people, I'm like, how do I counter this? I don't know, just AoE spells. So it's been hectic and I have to play a little bit smarter. I have to punish them for being that silly. And I don't know how do I feel like I'm not just pulling one over them, but this is kind of what you deserve.
Yeah, I mean, you got to have consequences for your decisions, right?
Right, exactly.
Otherwise, the game is, I think it's less of a game and more of a story at that point. Mm-hmm. Just like a storytelling thing.
True.
Which has its merits.
Oh, of course.
No, you got to punish them.
Have you punished your players, Alex?
Have I punished? No, I rewarded so we haven't played in a while. So I did reward them a lot because they lost a whole bunch of health and they actually were playing pretty smart. So I gave them a couple of health potions. But I haven't actually punished them. However, they haven't checked in for a while. And so to their the base that they're going back to. So I think there's going to be some havoc because all they have done is gone into these like warehouses and killed all of these bandits, but they really haven't done anything else. Like, so I think with the chaos that they've created, I'm going to create chaos in their safe haven. They're all attached to the like barmaid at the Red Lobster, and yes, I called it the Red Lobster.
I love it.
So I hope they don't. Well, I guess we're hopefully gonna be playing through that by the time this comes out. So yeah, they haven't checked in. They haven't really thought about their actions of just murdering people. They let a couple people go. Chaos is about to ensue.
Yeah, if you let people go, they come back with like better weapons or better people. They gotta learn. They're like, oh, that was close. But be better next time, or just like try to overwhelm them.
Yeah, don't just let people just knock him out and just leave him in the forest.
Yeah, in Curse, you know the Burgermaster's son who can do magic?
Yes.
They chased him out of the house and he flew away. So he'll be back.
Oh, most definitely. My players used the cursed mirror and killed the Burgmaster. They don't know it yet, but the mother begged the son to bring him back somehow, and he did. So now there's a zombie Burgmaster ruling Vallaki. And he has to use animate dead every day to make sure. And I'm trying to like
amazing.
Yeah. So slowly but surely he's gonna like there's gonna be some sort of like power conflict because like he's the father, but the son's keeping him alive. So what's gonna be the trade-off eventually? Because I think the son's gonna slowly but surely like I don't even need you anymore. So that's what I'm slowly working my way up to.
I was just thinking, I have the best punishment story ever that happened in my game. They were retrieving the bones for the church, and they went up there, and the wizard it cast the be able to read their mind spell to get the surface thoughts, and she chose to dig, so he failed the saving throw. So she got that he was thinking about how those vampire spawn are nesting upstairs. So then my cleric, he has a cleric sorcerer. He goes up there and he's like, "Oh, if this is true, then we have to clear them out."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Okay, well." And there's 6 of them.
I think
up
it's
there.
6. Yeah.
They were level 5 at the time.
Oh, okay.
6 vampire spawn against 7 level 5s is an incredibly deadly encounter. You will die. The whole group will die. It's not even a question. So they got the paladin got all set, and one of them opened a crate, and all of them pop open and they start fighting. And I warned them a bunch of times. I was like, you have to think of a way to escape. You will all die here. And a couple of them are like, nope, we're sticking it through to the end. And that quickly pivoted as the druid morphed into a bear and tried to bash through the brick wall and eventually fell from the 2-story building and escaped. And then they promptly got arrested for destroying property. But actually, the paladin punched the guard in the face when he was asking her questions. But they all almost died there for just wanting to clear out the bad stuff. Barovia is not as simple as just wanting to good versus evil, right? Defeat the evil. It's not that simple.
There's pockets of pure carnate evil that you have to think about instead of just rushing in. There has to be a better way. My people decided to. They informed the guards. The guards there's no vampires in Vallaki. They're everyone says that. So they're like, all right, if you don't believe us, just follow us and we'll show you. They had guards on their side, and I unfortunately rolled like shit. But they also fucking burned down the whole damn building. So slowly but surely, they had to run to the top, grab the bones, not get killed, and somehow made it out. I think 2 vampires survived, and one of my guys made a nat 20 deception check and was able to convince the guy to, or not the guy, the one of the vampire spawns to give up the bones. I'll take it from here, kind of thing. And
oh my god, that's awesome!
I had to give it to. He rolled a nat 20, and I'm like. Oh, yeah, fuck, sure.
I can't take this from you.
Yeah, pretty much. So he took the bones. That guy walked off and probably got punished by Strahd somehow.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was my experience. Oh, also the guy that owns the place got his head ripped off by this vampire spawns.
Oh no. I
Yeah.
think my guy got. I think this is some of Mandy Mod stuff that I stole actually, but borrowed. I
Used.
think my guy got used. I went. He went to jail, but he got his memory wiped and changed.
Gotcha. I only used a suggestion spell to like do not or like tell them don't tell them anything about it, and then my sorcerer used suggestion. I'm like, how do I fucking do this now? uh,
The sorcerer cleric. So they went to that building. They almost got killed,
yeah,
right? And then they got arrested. Well, when they got arrested, they were trying. It's this whole factory of like trying to convince you that the burgomaster is good and on your side all the time. So my sorcerer cleric, he got his modify memory spell cast on him that he now thinks the burgomaster showed up and saved them. And like the rest of the party is trying to convince him that that is a bullshit lie. So it's really fun to have him RP that complete change of modify memory. So funny when that pops up. He's like, "What do you mean? He came and saved us."
that's great. I love that. One of your best RP moments, maybe like a player by themselves doing something amazing, or like the party doing something amazing RP wise.
Oh man.
I know
Oh,
there's
best
a lot.
RP moments. So I think for our group, I think it was the Madame Eva stuff
hmm
and interacting with her because all of the players kind of have their own backstory and have their own thing that they're trying to get at. Like some of their brothers are here or what their mentor or whatever it is. And they played on really well with her because she's kind of sort of all knowing ish.
hmm
And they were really able to get into that. I think my players in general, all of them are as new as I am. So they haven't really got so much into like RPing their characters. They're trying to live in the world more so and understand the world and not really thinking about like having a voice for their character or playing in that way. They just kind of like, well, Audie says, and then they talk in their regular voice, and usually they don't really interact very much outside of like a couple sentences.
Yeah.
But every single session that we have that improves and improves and improves, I think what's helped a lot is to increase the RP because I'm terrible at it too. It's a skill that I'm learning
Yeah.
through NPCs and everything else. But I think what's helped them a lot is attaching actual people that come into the game to NPCs. Like I give people information about this character they're going to play, like what they know and what they wouldn't know. So now it sounds like you're talking to a different person instead of just talking to the DM over and over again for different characters.
Yeah.
So they've gotten much more into that. Be like, hey, this Nick is going to come in and play this NPC. He knows some stuff. Talk to him, and they feel much more comfortable about talking to a new person that pops in the Discord for a minute than random NPCs on the road or Strahd. They won't talk to him. He talks at them mostly,
Hell yeah. As Strahd does.
as Strahd does.
I
All
mean,
right.
that's also interesting to get other people involved who maybe want to dip their toe into playing Dungeons and Dragons, but they don't want to actually have to do the character creation, or people who want to hang out with you but have a busy schedule. So that's a really neat way to sort of grow your group without having to overwhelm yourself with doing a lot of campaigns or having a lot of people play at once.
Yeah, I think I just have the good side of that problem, I think, where I've got people that are still asking if they can join in some way to the game because they want to experience it, and all of them are new. So I'm like, okay, well, you have a couple options. You can roll a character and I can bring you in for like a couple weeks as like a side thing. Like you have a goal that you want to accomplish and the group can either agree to go with you or not. Or you can play an NPC and here's the NPC and here's all the details you would know. It is a lot of work for me to do that, but it is beneficial, I think, to the players to be able to practice RP because I'm terrible and they're terrible at it. It's also a good way to, like you said, get more people into D&D because every single time these folks come in for a couple weeks, they're like, "Oh my god, when are you doing another game?" I ran a couple one shots, and there's those folks are still knocking on my door. I'm like, dude, just run your own game. Like if you want to do one shot, run it, do it.
Nice.
So fun.
That's great. I've got one. I got a small story going on right now with my brother and his coworkers because I just wanted to show him what I was doing all the time. And this is like his second game and in the same month. So it's been like 2 months since we played though. But he's getting into it. His friends are getting into it. A lot of them were like interacting with the NPCs. I'm like, oh god, I gotta flesh these people out. I didn't expect this.
You got to do it. Oh man. Okay, so you asked a question about best RP moments, and now that we're talking a bunch, it reminded me a bunch of stuff. So my favorite RP moments is when they go off and do something random. They're in the Yedrag, the city behind the waterfall,
Yes.
up in the hills.
Mm-hmm.
They were there, and they wanted to go find and talk to some random people in the city. Of course, I did not make those people. Those people did not exist.
Yeah.
So I fabricated them like on the spot. And what they ended up meeting was a young silver dragonborn named Stephen, who is a descendant of Argynvost.
Mhm.
So they got some information about, Argynvost Holt and where that is and sort of how it plays a historical role, because they talked to the elder and brought in Stephen and everything, and how he's adopted by human parents because most of his kind have died. Like I made all that stuff up on the spot, which is super funny. It's super fun. And I discovered through that I am terrible at giving names to things.
That's how I felt by my first two random NPCs. I'm like, Bob. I'm like,
Bob.
fuck. Give him a cool ass
Larry.
name. Deckerson. That doesn't sound right. Whatever. His name's Bob Deckerson now.
Bob Deckerson.
Yes, that was my first like NPC. Just like I knew I wanted to have some random people. And I'm like, it's a grave of an old adventure. I'm like, what does it say? I'm like, oh man, I forgot to write that part.
Names are the comedic hook to D&D, I feel. When I play in John's game, and a couple times actually, he's like, I don't remember the name of this NPC because you guys have only talked to it once, like a month ago. And I have a soundboard that I can click buttons, and one of the buttons is a soundbite that says, "It's Brittany, bitch." So I like to click that when he says, I forgot the name of this NPC, and then that NPC is forever known as Brittany.
I love that.
Sorry, not sorry.
Don't ever be sorry about pulling our Lord and Savior Britney Spears.
I think my friends were just making stupid names on purpose when I first this another group that I had, and he named his guy Googlethu, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And then at first they kept laughing, but then later on it just like Googlethu is a dragonborn. Like it started to sound more serious over time because it was more like inset with the lore.
Yes, that's awesome. Googlethu.
Yes. One day I'll play with Googlethu again. Also, I started 4 Curse of Strahd games and finally one stuck. So that's one of the ones that failed.
Oh man. See, all these, I keep hearing all this stuff. I actually went on to Roll20 when I first wanted to play, and I was trying to look for random games to join. And there's it's so impossible to get in someone else's game. You have to fill out this whole application, and usually when they're open, they're open for 4 hours or whatever, and you have to get in there, and there's never ever anything there. So I was like, screw it, I'm starting my own. And it just kind of landed. I've never had the everything that I read is oh, everyone has scheduling conflicts all the time. I can't get a game to go longer than a month or whatever it is. Just haven't experienced that. I'm not sure why.
You're a fabled person.
Yeah, I guess.
Maybe it was in the stars that you were supposed to play Dungeons and Dragons.
I believe that to be true. I listened to John's podcast, and you brought up what if we started playing this in college?
Yeah.
That made me think. I'm like, I don't think that we would have had the patience to play this in college, or maybe patience is the wrong word, but the level of importance to detail in this game. If someone was a DM, it would be, base level stuff, because it takes a lot of work to be a DM for a module, and even more work if you're going to make it up, right?
Yeah.
So somebody would have to basically forego their degree and be a dungeon master. We'd have to rotate. We'd just take a year off and be the dungeon master of our game, and then we can get it done.
I mean, I basically just coasted through, so it probably would have been me. I was a very not serious student, so that's okay.
I think we all were. I wasn't a serious student until I switched majors, and then I was only a partially serious student.
Yeah, I think once I switched majors, everything was easy, so I wasn't super focused.
Yeah, not challenged enough.
Yeah.
Well, then for sure you should have picked up DMing. Why didn't you?
Because I had really, like, if my anxiety is bad now, it was like double fold in college. And I didn't like I still don't like storytelling. So really this whole exercise is me doing something that I really didn't think I would be good at. And so, learning a new skill. And it was sort of like a mom mode came in that somebody said, I want to play Dungeons and Dragons. And I was like, well, I've played, so I guess I'll try to run it and pretend like I know what I'm doing. But it wouldn't have been because I want to play. It was because somebody else wanted to play that I was like, oh, I can do it. Fine, we'll try.
That resonates with me a lot. Like I do that with so many things. Like if the pandemic started, right? I broke my leg in March of last year and I had to go to PT and I worked out like twice or 3 times a week, went to the gym, did all that stuff. Pandemic started. I'm like, nah, I don't have the motivation to do that. I need other people to be involved for me to be motivated to do something. Mm-hmm. So like with DnD, like as soon as people were on board to trying it, then that gives me the motivation to actually put in this level of work. Otherwise it wouldn't happen. I would not do it by myself. It's one of those things like I want to be able to do it for the others' enjoyment, but also at the same time I'm getting my own.
Yeah. I wonder if we just missed that lesson in Field of Dreams where if you build it, they will come. No, I need them to be here.
Yeah, they need to be here already and then I'll build it.
I know it's going to take months to build, but they got to be here waiting.
It's the do you have the money? Do you have the stuff? Well,
you have the stuff? Oh, I'll go back and get the money. I'll be right back.
I forgot the money. I didn't think you'd bring the stuff. My bad.
Oh, you were serious? We didn't meet up in this fucking alley for no reason? Oh, fuck. I'm sorry, man.
Oh, man. That also reminds me, the other reason I got into this is because right before I broke my leg last year, I wanted to get into improv class. And I had signed up for an improv class. And I had to cancel it. And I watched this Critical Role thing, and I'm like, holy shit. This is literally grassroots improv. Let's do that.
I don't even have to pay for it, except for
I don't have to pay $250.
That's amazing. I love that.
There's our next business proposition is like
D&D improv.
D&D improv. Yep. So then we'll get it in through that way. More improv.
I think you could actually do that. Have an improv class that is D&D themed.
Yeah. And then talk about storytelling, talk about all of this. I think that's just a writers group though.
I mean, it's all combined.
It really is. It's a writer. There's so many skills to practice in D&D. It's writer, actor, ability to lie to your players and have them not find out.
Yes.
That's
deceiving friend.
Yes.
While you're on camera or staring at their faces.
I have such a fucking bad issue of just like when I think of something bad for them, they're just like, Adrian, is this bad? I'm like, no. And I can hear you smiling behind your mic. I'm like, I'm not smiling. You're smiling. Get out of here.
My favorite is when cleric casts augury spell.
Oh, whoa, or a wheel.
I have to hide so much.
Oh god, yeah. No, I think he used that once, and I'm just like, whoa, and wheel. He's like, nah, that's fucking useless. Why would you tell me that?
Oh man, actually, I started this game, and most of my players are women. I actually have 5 women and two men on my game,
Crazy.
which I think makes a huge benefit to the progression, especially in Curse of Strahd, because everyone gets so much more into like, why are we doing certain things and what's our goal and like what's like. I'm a huge nerd. Grew up with a bunch of nerd dudes, and they're all about optimization and strategy, right?
Yeah.
And these women who don't have much experience in video games and other RPGs, they come in with a fresh perspective on this game, and it makes a huge difference in like how the group interacts and big differences there, which I really really enjoy, and it makes me think about the game differently.
Oh yeah, I've had one girl group for like 3 sessions, and it took 2 sessions to get them all together. Cause like I'm not interested in that. I'm like, oh man, guys are just like, yeah, let's defeat the bad guy, and they're like, but why am I interested in it? I'm like, I didn't think I had to think about that. Hold up, let me just freaking shoehorn you in somehow. I've had
Yeah.
it was fun. It was fun. They I think I played the Dragon Heist with them, the module, and they to get into the King Ku's hideout, they're like, just take off your clothes and put pasties on. And I'm like, oh, we're doing this. This is what's going on. They just full on
That's
brothel.
awesome.
Let's do this.
Like it's so simple, but my favorite stuff is like, do we have to fight them or can we convince them not to fight us? And like the guys are like, yes, we have to fight them. This is a fighting game. And I'm like, no, it's not a fighting game. It's an RPG. You can approach it however you want to.
Has there
So
been
simple.
has there been a situation where you're like, yeah, they're definitely gonna try to kill you, and they're like, but I will still want to try to
Oh
convince
yes, absolutely. And sometimes they try, and most of the time they fail.
Yeah.
And that's always fun to think about think for me how they're going to fail. Because it's pretty boring to just be like, they just attack you anyways. But to answer your question, yes, that happens all the time.
Heard.
Every single fight.
Oh boy.
There is an eagle swooping down from the sky at your face. I want to tell it to stop. We are not food.
Yeah. No, I feel that. One of my players took up one of the werewolves and shackled him to her arm, and she was just like, I don't know what the reason was, but she kept hold of him for like 3 or 4 sessions, just shackled to the arm, and then eventually decided this is too much work. Let's turn him over to the Martikovs and let him get killed. And then I'm like, what? Okay. I don't know what was. I mean that player is such a wild card. She's a barbarian and she doesn't rage like right off the bat.
I never knew that strapping a werewolf to my arm would be this much work. I can't believe it.
She's just like, he's not attacking us anymore. Let's put him in prison. I'm like, okay. I didn't make him attack anyone other than one player who was like was like poking him in the face, and I just fucking bit his finger. But he was just being very snarky to everybody else, but very sweet to the girl. And then the girl just killed him anyways.
Mm-hmm. I miss playing in person.
Oh,
that's what I miss.
Same. I miss throwing dice and just everyone's shocks 20 and having pizza or whatever at the table.
I backed a bunch of before the pandemic stuff. I backed a bunch of Kickstarters. One of them was like little dungeon tiles where you could build rooms and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And another one was a bunch of minis like dragons and zombies and all sorts of stuff. Now I just have the minis haven't come yet, but I have a huge box of dungeon tiles that I still have to paint and everything that no one will ever come over and enjoy.
The time is now.
Not anytime soon.
The time is now to paint, so it's ready.
I agree. But I also have to prep and actually play the campaign every week.
I know. It's a tough battle to do all that stuff. I usually end up prepping worth like 3 sessions, and then I end up forgetting that last session, and I'm just like making it up as I go. I'm like, I thought I was ready, but apparently I wasn't. Because it's hard to figure out what they're going to do in 3 sessions.
It's almost impossible. I do the same thing. Like I prep 3, and then I go back every single week and I like spruce up what's upcoming
Uh-huh.
because now I have a better idea of maybe where it's headed.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Prepping is like always 2 or 3 layers. It's like first prep, second prep, final prep.
Pretty much, because like they always like I don't know how they do it. They always throw a wrench in my plans,
Happens every time.
How
and
dare they want to play something different than what's in your brain, Adrian?
that's what when they get what's in my brain, and that's it. Okay,
How many silver dragonborns named Steve are in your game?
none, but I have one Bob Deckerson that is. They don't know this. That his soul is in a cursed piece of armor that they they removed curse, and now it's stuck in a whole suit of armor because they did the remove curse in Strahd's castle.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, no. When they came into the Strahd's castle, the curse he had started like you hear 2 heartbeats. It's one of them is not yours. He's like, oh fuck this armor, get this off of me.
What have I done? My group has started slowly collecting the shards of amber from the Amber Temple and having to talk to some of these entities, which has been engaging.
Wait, the entities as in those like spirits that give power, or
Mm-hmm.
I'm so ready for them to get there. Oh my god, that fucking whole place is fucking amazing. I love it.
If you don't have it yet, this app called Voice Mod is absolutely unbelievable.
Voice mod, I need to check it out. I only have this little mixer that I haven't really fucked with, but I can do this voice. But that's it. That's all I got. But it's pretty cool.
That's
the
pretty
voice
good.
of God.
This is one of the gods in the Amber Temple.
Do you desire power?
It's amazing. They love
What's it called? Voice mod.
Voice Mod.
Okay.
I pay for it. It's like $5 a month or whatever, but it's so worth it.
That's so fucking good. I mean, I play on Discord all the fucking time, so oh my god.
It is amazingly good. And you can make your own voices. Like when you pay for the pro one, you can actually mix a voice to be whatever you want.
And modulate it
Like
properly.
I use this one. This one's called Man to Woman. Like, hey guys, welcome to town. It's just like so good.
Oh my gosh. I've
Hello.
boy in a well.
Yeah, boy in a well.
Oh my gosh. I need to look this up and fix up my Discord for my
This
next
is the
session.
battle that I have.
Just wanting to use all these things.
The internet has so many tools, and when you go in person, you have to physically build those tools,
Yes. I think
which is a lot of work. It's
oh
a
no,
lot of work.
it is a lot of work for sure. So like tools and like using there's so much information. There's Mandy Mod and then there's Dragacarta or Dragna Carta. And I'm so afraid to jump in and just feel like I really shit the bed with my campaign because I'm afraid that I'm gonna deep dive and then I'm like I've already gone too far or anything. I'm just afraid to use more tools than I've already kind of looked up because there's so much stuff to look up.
That's
How much have
that's
you read?
always a really. I read the whole module book. I read Dragna Carta. I read Mandy Mod, and I'm trying to fix them all together with a sprinkling of my own ideas.
Mm-hmm.
I am not a world builder. I'm not like a storyteller. I'm not that type. I'm actually coming from the background of, super nerd, play WoW for a billion years, RPG.
Yeah.
Let's get the best gear to do the job situation. And like Alex said, I think you brought it up really nicely. It's a way to do things you're not comfortable with. Like I'm absolutely horrible at RP. I am so bad at it that any opportunity I have to practice is awesome. And this is one way to do it. Like these modules, and Curse of Strahd is the best thing ever, but these modules are so beneficial to storytelling for me because there's no way that I can make something from scratch. I envy John so much for actually being able to do that. There's no way that I could fabricate that.
Oh yeah.
No, and I think that's the best part about D&D is that there are a lot of resources, so you don't You can just follow a module, and there's some modules that are written out that everything is done and everything is there, and you can do that, or you can mix and match like Justin you do, or you can, pull a John and write everything because it's just in your brain.
One day we will all have that capability. Today is
Sure.
not that day.
No, absolutely not.
But we're working on it, and that's the best thing, that we're working on it and working on ourselves.
Like I didn't even grow up like reading books or anything. I didn't really understand storytelling and plot lines and all that stuff. And then I started reading Curse, and you have to dive that deep. You have to understand these characters in the situation that much to be able to interact with people playing in this game.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, this gives me so much more understanding to the world of like, narratives and how politics plays and all of the technical aspects outside of how the game works mechanically. It gives you much better understanding of that, which is really, really cool.
Oh, for sure.
Reading books is boring. Playing D&D is fun. That's the moral.
Does that bother you? Is that bothering you, Alex? Is that hurting you?
No, people can have different opinions than your own, and that's okay. And that's the world that we live in. It's fine.
Man, I'm really into like not reading and book burning. Those are my favorite things.
I don't burn books. I just don't read.
Are you okay? Harry Potter's not that good. She's gone. She's gone.
To be fair, I read every single Harry Potter because that's a great series. But, I started all this other stuff. My brother reads literally every day. He recommends a novel to me every day. And I just don't have the patience or the time to actually sit down and read them. I started that one, Heralds or something. Shoot.
Your guess is as good as mine at that point. There's a lot of books out there.
I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
My favorite literature is like young adult fantasy trash.
Yeah.
And it's not trash because there are a lot of really good books that are in that genre, but yeah.
Stormlight Archives, that was it.
Ah.
What was it?
Stormlight Archives is the book.
Okay.
The type of book, but yeah, you read a bunch of yaff.
I do read a lot. I do have like 2 bags of books checked out from the library that I have slowly been getting through quarantine because I knew I was going to be in lockdown. But ignore all of the books that are unread on my bookshelf and then just trying to pick up, Harry Potter again.
Yeah.
It's like you go to the same restaurant and just order your favorite dish, and that's it.
No.
That's all you do. Just read Harry Potter over and over.
Yeah. When you go to the restaurant and they call you by name and they bring out your order before you open your mouth, you go there too much.
Yeah.
That one.
I almost had that, and then I moved. I was at Chuchai's.
I had that at Picante's in Lubbock.
Mine was Chuchai's at Lubbock.
Oh.
Mine was a taco shop in a building downtown in Houston. I show up one day, the line is 30 people long. It's like 7 a.m. It's breakfast time. I stand at the end of the line, and the guy brings a bag of bacon, egg, and cheese tacos out to me at the back of the line. And I'm like, sorry. I don't go back for the rest of the month.
Hell yeah.
That's elite status. That's what I strive. That's my new goal in life.
Yeah, when you go there for breakfast and lunch, like literally every day for work.
Oh my gosh, that's the best thing I've ever heard.
I might be able to do this. The town I'm in right now is so fucking small, but I'm still trying to figure everything out right now.
You'll find the place.
Oh yeah, and then it'll be the spot.
Mm.
All right, Alex, did you find a bow on this or no?
Did I find a what?
Like an overall arching concept to title this out. Otherwise, I'm going to do D&D's fun and reading's not, and you're going to hate it.
No.
Because that's what I'm going to put as the title.
I think that works.
She's so
just
peeved.
insert my blank stare at the wall.
I'm just trying to.
1,000 heart hearts breaking and shattering all at once.
I mean,
That's okay. You know what?
the
I gotta read
audiobook is
graphic
just better than
novels for a
text, is
little
all I
bit.
gotta say.
What?
The audiobook was just better than the actual version of the book, all I'm gonna say.
Okay, here. Let me at least.
Oh
Give a
god,
little
oh god.
background. I'll give a little background. So, as a small child, right, I wore glasses and I had an accent because my dad's from Boston, so he has a very strong Bostonian accent. And my mom has a little bit of a Jersey, like, I guess it's a Jersey twang if I were to narrow it down. But I didn't have any R's and I couldn't say like SH's. So generally, I just didn't talk. And so with, you know, Beauty and the Beast came out, Belle just reads books and she's fine and content in her life. So for someone who can't talk or say words without being made fun of, like, books were just really a great escape, and I just liked them. And I continued that forever, and here we are. You know, that's a lot of, it's what it is. I don't know.
I can relate to that, but my escape was the computer. I remember building a computer when I was like probably 10 or something with my mom, and it had, get this, 256 megabytes of RAM.
Whoa.
I couldn't believe it.
Whoa.
But I
That
got
was like
on,
a
I played all sorts of games. Yeah, it was a supercomputer back then. It was unbelievable. But that was my escape, just technology and playing video games, because I couldn't construct the stuff in my head the same way that others could. My brother's completely different. He reads constantly, but I just couldn't do that, I guess.
No, I can't construct it. And so, yeah, I did video games and books. And then Lord of the Rings in middle school, which that was everything I just did. That was it.
I
Lord
just
of the Rings.
rewatched the entire trilogy. It was awesome.
Oh my god. I keep trying to get Michael to finish it and I can't. We just fall asleep because we're old now.
You can't help it. You just pass out.
It's a long, and of course you can't watch anything other than the extended cut. You only can watch the extended cut.
Yep, that's the only choice. My wife wasn't super into those movies, and then we played D&D, and then we brought up these movies again and watched them, and she was like, I get so much more of this now.
That's amazing.
So, fun Alex fact again, another one.
Hell yeah.
I was at that age where I didn't necessarily have like the teen bop magazines and things like that, but I had a blue binder. I still have it somewhere. And I have like my favorite pictures clipped out from newspapers and from magazines of Orlando Bloom and Elijah Wood. It's like a 75-page monolith of my obsession.
I'm sorry, did you say 75-page?
It's bad. I have all of the stubs, all the ticket stubs. A friend of mine found out that I had it. I don't know how. And so I have part of her collection as well. And she has the same thing. I have all of her ticket stubs, any sort of like, you know, the favorite parts of the script that I have. And my just commentary is ridiculous. Like, I was so obsessed that Orlando Bloom was a vegetarian. I don't know if he still is, but I was a vegetarian, and so obviously that meant we were to be together forever.
The things you do for love.
I know. And then I had the casting from Pirates of the Caribbean. They did a casting call, and so I found it and I was like, oh, I could quit high school. I could just go and be in Pirates of the Caribbean and then fall in love, and then it'd be great.
I love it.
That's amazing.
There's Alex's
Please marry me. That's all I want.
I don't think now we would be compatible. I don't think that. But
there's another casting call.
Yeah. Well, look, if Nathan Fillion ever came into town or is in my life, Michael already understands that we would be done, and that would be it. That would be Nathan Fillion or me, or Paul Rudd.
Just naming names. No big deal.
You know, if somebody wanted to make that happen, it's fine. I think I'd die.
That's the whole point of this podcast is to
I
grow
was
our
about to
fan
say.
base enough to get to Nathan Fillion and or Paul Rudd. You just might
Oh,
be
don't and or no, we
dude
can't
and
that. I can't make a choice.
and love is love and
Love us up, and
Oh man. Well, that was very un-D&D. That was the talking about boys.
boys. Oh my god, I don't have that because I still have a chance. I'm not shackled.
Ugh.
I have a kid on the way, so I'm starting to form baby D&D ideas.
Oh my gosh.
I have one of my friends from college. We came to the same job in Houston, but he has a 3.5-year-old, and he just did his first little dungeon crawler with him.
So cute.
He loved it.
Like a dungeon crawler.
I get it.
Oh.
I did not do that on purpose, but I see where you went.
Oh. I have a nephew, and and he just started crawling.
Maybe a dungeon he can crawl through.
Oh my god.
Just little plushes of a
extra would that be?
beholder, and he just swats it away. So cute.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I just need a bunch of cardboard boxes, and we're gonna do a little real life dungeon crawl for this baby.
That'd be amazing.
I need boxes. Let's go.
Let's go.
What else?
My garage is full of them.
Hell
Boxes,
yeah.
that is.
Hell yeah.
Not babies.
Not babies dungeon crawling. You're not gonna get out to your level
Garage
5.
full of babies. Yeah, that sounds.
I'll just drive down. It's only 4 hours. That's fine. An 8-hour round trip. That's fine.
What is this,
That's not too
Austin?
bad.
No, it's Houston.
Houston. Oh,
H-Town.
Yeah.
That's where we be.
I'm super far away from that now. I used
Yeah.
to be
Well,
close.
you went back to West Texas.
Yeah, back into the middle of nowhere. Alpine.
Get.
Literally, like, 3 major streets. That's it.
As long as there's good internet, that's where I want to be too. In the
Yeah,
middle of nowhere.
we just gotta hire a company to just fiber up the whole, just this one block, and we'll be fine. I don't know how fiber works, but that's how I think it works.
Here's $100. Fiber it up.
All right. Anything else?
No, I think that I think we covered the gamut.
We
today.
covered D&D, and then we got into boys and Nathan Fillion, which sounds about right for a podcast.
You know what,
Quite
Adrian?
an aimless discussion.
Shoot your shot.
Thank you. That's how we have to end our shit on now.
Well, Justin, thank you for joining us. It was
Of
a blast.
Anytime.
Do you have anything you want to promote? Do you want anybody to find you, or do you want to shrink back into the bushes and just be a mystery?
Stop asking me about my
No, I don't.
one-shots.
I don't have anything to promote precisely, but I do want to promote that more people should be playing this game. It's
Yeah.
it's a different world, both figuratively and literally.
No,
Yeah.
you're right. It's fine.
No.
No.
If this is released post,
I mean, it has to
November
be.
3rd.
It has to be. I can't edit this to tonight.
I can't wait to not tell my players to listen. I have to somehow hide it because there are secrets in this.
thank you all so much for listening. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at DnDegreesPod. You can find us on the internet at dndegreespod.com. You can send us an email at that same email at Gmail. Have a question, let us know. Come talk to us. Join us. Subscribe, like us, send us to your friends and family. Give us 5 stars on Apple Podcast. If you give anything less than 5 stars, you will never be able to have a strong internet connection or ever be able to connect to the internet at all.
It's a good curse.
It's a good curse.
It's a good.
Um,
Yep.
Yeah. So thank you, Justin, for joining us.
Of course.
All right, my name's Adrian.
And I'm Alex.
Go have some fun.